A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. This is a very interesting morning because as soon as I woke up, like the first thing you do when you wake up, after washing your face and after doing other things, when I checked my phone, even before I was checking my phone, I could sense some kind of energies. Literally, I had one conversation with myself about the karmic and the 3D world and how people one day they remember something and someone with a lot of love, and the next day they are full of anger and frustration and rage towards the same person or same situation. So this runner chaser dynamic cannot only be physical, it has to be mental. It is mental. And with these thoughts, I checked my phone and somebody had messaged me asking about that if somebody is my twin flame, why would they do this to me? And secondly, if they are not my twin flame, then too, why did they come in my life? Why all these years I spent with them, all this time I spent with them? Why? What is the relevance? What is the importance? What is the need of their presence in my life? And sometimes these questions are asked by people who have been doing inner work for a pretty much good period of time. Okay. Then another mail came to me, another comment which said under one of the videos that please do reading about DM with third party. And then my eyes fell on a very interesting comment and I really loved it, and I'm very thankful to this person who has written this comment because this is something that can help loads of people. And I know this is today's theme because after that I received 2 phone calls, and those 2 phone calls were literally about the same situation. And this is not only shocking and bizarre, but it's also quite adventurous to actually witness so many people. It's literally like everybody around me is like, I want to know this, I want to know this, I want to know this. So the question is, my twin soul is now married with someone else now. Then will I remain unmarried whole life? Why so much injustice for me? Is this journey a curse for people like me? If so, why me? Definitely I will not gonna marry someone else, but I want justice and punishment for these spoilers, cheaters. I want them to be alone and separated just like me so that they can feel the pain of being aloneness. I think by aloneness she means by being alone. So I decided to answer this question and I immediately replied, will answer this one. And then I got one more comment back as in the revert to me. So before I start and jump head on into this subject, into this topic for today, I would like to tell you that there's a good news. I've started Patreon also now, so you can support my channel on Patreon, or you can just take a membership. In that membership, you also get Zoom class. Every month you get Zoom class, so you keep taking the membership, you keep getting classes monthly, and you do preparatory work for it. I will definitely do a reading also on this because I enjoy working with karmics and third party blogs. This is my favorite, I think one of my favorite things to do, because people don't understand that what we are seeing outside of us is literally a mirror of who we are, and it's so hard to digest. So as soon as I read this long question, I immediately replied, will answer this one. Okay, so usually one would expect that as soon as you say will answer that one, the other person will say, sure, okay, I look forward to it, or something like that, right? But here the person replies to me, what answer, madam? I turned 40, spoiled my 7 precious years on this crap connection. Why should I give burden to someone else for being married with me? Why should I give burden to someone else for being married with me? Oh, like why should she marry someone else now and give burden to that person? It's difficult in Indian continent to get married after 35. Then I have only one option, to marry with same or remain unmarried and take abuses of society and family for whole life. I want him and them to be like धोबी का कुत्ता ना घर का रहे ना घाट का. So धोबी का कुत्ता ना घर का ना घाट का actually means, it's basically a phrase which is used in India for people who don't basically choose a side when it's needed. So dhobi is basically the washerman, and the washerman's dog is neither it can stay at the ghat, where ghat is the place, the ghat is basically the riverside actually. So maybe because he has to wash clothes or do all those things, he probably shoos him away, or he cannot go home also because he really doesn't belong to that lane. Dogs are territorial by nature. So if he doesn't belong to the territory, other dogs are going to shoo him away. And if the master doesn't see him as his own, then the master is not going to protect him each time he's taking the dog back to him or to the house. So changing the angle a bit. Changing the angle a bit is what we need to do over here. So I'll just start with the first question. The first question is a question of a victim, of someone who's upset and someone who's sad, okay? My twin soul is now married with someone else. Then will I remain unmarried the whole life? Why so much injustice for me? So what usually a lot of feminines who are not healed, they are not in healed energies, they feel the whole world is out there to get them and there's a lot of injustice happening to them. And then questions like, is this journey a curse for people like me? And trust me, she's not the only one who said this. I have had this conversation with many people. Okay, so where a person feels like, my life is so bad, my life is so sad, I don't know why God made it like this, why me? And so the next line literally is, if so, why me? Definitely I will not marry someone else. Okay. And it's really good that she has mentioned the second part of this question, where she says that this person spoiled my 7 precious years, or I spoiled my 7 precious years in a crap connection. She also mentions that he is a cheater, he is a spoiler or cheater, okay, and she wants justice and she wants punishment, okay. So I'll repeat myself again, she is not the only one who's mentioned these type of words to me, or she's not the only one who experiences this. So my question to you ladies is that a person is a cheater, a person is a spoiler, a person has ruined a lot of your precious time, 7 years of your precious time, okay? What were you doing in that precious time? That also is very important to know. How did this person ruin your 7 precious years, or 10 precious years for some, or 5 precious years for some? And with all of these horrible things that this person has done to you, you still want to be with this person. You still feeling bad for this person. So someone can do injustice to you for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years. If you are a conscious and aware person, you are going to put a stop to it and you will be happy. When a cheater walks out of your life, a liar walks out of your life, a narcissist walks out of your life, ideally you should be happy, especially when you find out about it. They're doing all sorts of horrible things to you. They use you, they abuse you, they are not there for you. My question is, why would you be with such a person for such a long time? First of all, I request all of you people, if you really want to have a talk about this, then you should get a reading, okay? Even if you're in therapy, you should get a reading on this subject, because then we are going to focus completely on the fact that if this person, fact or possibility or probability, there are 3 things, possibility, probability and fact. We can then ask tarot and take spirit guides help to know if this person is really a twin flame or not. Why do these questions keep cropping up? Is this person my twin flame? Who told you that this person is your twin flame? Who gave you that answer? I want to know. And if you went to a reader also, or if you went to a therapist also, you're obviously going to them after your twin flame, according to you, your twin flame has left you, walked away from you. 1 minute you are this sweet apsara, this beautiful person who's always laughing, and And the other minute, you are this Chandi. You are ready to, as I said, wage a war. Now, here I'm not going to take the side of the masculine or the feminine, because we obviously attract the same type of people. Whatever energy we have, we attract the same things. So if your energy is mentally you're playing this game of duality, you're definitely going to attract somebody who is like that. So when a runner runs away, actually runner cannot take it anymore, basically. The runner says, I need a break from all this drama. One day it's beautiful, one day it's crazy, one day it's, lovey-dovey, one day it is psychotic. And he or she, whoever you're talking about, that person also has same energies. So they are one day very nice to you, one day they don't like the way you are. Okay. And then the victimization. I want justice. I want punishers for these spoilers and cheaters. I want them to be alone. I want them to be separated just like me, so that they can feel the pain of being alone. I'm sure when this person is going to watch this video, they want to be pleased. They want to hear that it's all his fault. He was the bad person. He was the wrong person. You're absolutely fine. You're never wrong. The problem is not about right or wrong. The problem is coming to a decision. Okay? And this runner and chaser dynamic, in 7 years or 10 years or 5 years, people keep doing it. Like they keep coming back, they keep going away. They keep coming back, they keep going away. This much should be enough for you to know that this is a toxic relationship. This is not a relationship where I can commit fully. People don't leave, people don't quit because they have already invested time into this person and they have an expectation. So despite all this horrible behavior that a person has displayed to you, you need to get married, because in Indian subcontinent, it is difficult to marry after 35. So when we talk about these things, we need to also remember that there are people who get divorced and they remarry. Okay, and there are people who don't marry because they don't want to get married. They actually remain single. Okay, and there are people who are in long-term relationships also with their partners. There are people who are doing live-in relationships also. And most of these things may not be acceptable in the Indian continent, but they're still happening. And believe you me, this is not just the problem of this person, okay? This one person is basically representing a lot of people. Because I have people who work with me who are probably in their 50s, 40s also. Somebody is troubled about being at 35, not yet married. And now I will ask this question, do you have other options also or not? Because then she says, I have only one option to marry with the same or remain unmarried. So you want to marry a cheater, a scoundrel, a spoiler, a bad person who wasted 7 years, 10 years, whatever years of your precious life. You want to do that. Like, ask yourself, you want to marry a person who has ruined your life. There are people who get divorced at 50, 60 also, and they want to restart all over again. Okay? They want to recreate a new life, a new family, a new relationship. They want to manifest. First of all, this word manifest is really ruining so many people's life, Now, this other person has actually decided that they will move away from you. Because you have to understand, you can't be in a relationship for 7 years, for 4 years, for 5 years alone. Obviously, that person was also a part of this relationship. They did commit to you for 7 years. 7 years is not a short time. Or whatever the number of years you have. If you were committing to them for such a long time, even they were committed to you for all that time. You can't say that the whole relationship was just held up by you. You need another person to be in a relationship with you, right? Relationship cannot happen one-sided. Even to have a relationship with yourself, with your own self, you need to have you and yourself. You and what's within you, your identity and you, then you can have a relationship with yourself. So all this talk that this journey is a curse, all of this happens when you're very negative and you want to vent it out somewhere. You can't vent it out to your family members, you can't vent it out to your friends because they've heard it a lot of times. They don't no longer bother, they don't care. And maybe they also don't have anyone in mind for you. Or maybe you yourself, you don't want to look for someone because you were okay to be with a cheater and a liar for such a long time. And some of you, believe it or not, when I'm going to be saying these things about that person, you're not going to like it. You want to also defend that person. When someone else says that, hey, your person was a liar or a cheater, you're the one who's been saying that, some people are going to jump and defend that person and say, no, no, no. In therapy, this happens a lot. Because in therapy, we have a lot of time. We have customized sessions. We have personal sessions. We have long time to discuss these things. We have time to work upon these things. So I have noticed, first, the same feminines, same females, same men and women will say a lot of negative things about that person. This person did this to me, this person did that to me, this person left me, this person embarrassed me, this person humiliated me, this person is bullshit, this person is bad. And when I say, oh really, this person is so horrible, this person is so bad, how could this person do this to you? Like, how would you accept such a person in your life for such a long time? And then they go on, no, this person was nice in some things also. We used to go out and have dinner. We would watch a movie together. We would watch documentaries together. We would cook for each other. We would go out for vacations. We would go out for walks sometimes. We would talk on the phone a lot. Such a long time you cannot spend with a person if there were no good moments or happy moments. But your focus is so much on the negativity that you are going to ignore the positive things also. Okay? And then when you say things like, why me? Why God? Why me? I'm such a nice person. I haven't even heard an ant. Like, I've heard this from many people, that I've heard nobody in my whole life. And still God chooses to do this to me? Well, do you know something about past lives? Do you know that many a times we also hurt people unknowingly because we are programmed? Do you know that a lot of our actions can actually be very disturbing to a lot of people, sometimes in some cases, but they choose to let it go? Do you know that we are also not 100% saintly all the time? We also make mistakes? Or you are saying that you're perfect and flawless and you've never done anything wrong even once in your life. You've never shouted at someone, you've never hit someone, you've never thrown something at someone, you never abused someone, you never lied on something, you never did anything wrong whatsoever, like from birth till whatever age you are. And then the question is that why would such a perfect, immaculate, pristine person attract such a toxic relationship, such a horrible relationship, and not even know about it? For so long, under their nose, somebody is cheating on them, somebody is running away for a few months and coming back to you, and they say, hey, I'm going to be a nice person, and you literally waiting for that person to come back to you. You are the ones who have accepted this person each time they come back to you. Even now, if this married guy will contact you after some time, say 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, you're going to take him back. You're not going to question that he's married. You're not going to question that he's being disloyal to his wife to be with me. And he's the same person who actually left me to be with someone else, and now he's coming back to me. Basically, when I read comments, I can easily, just by the language and the words and the anger and the frustration. So there's anger and there's victimization. There are those tear emojis, like sad emojis. Is this journey a curse for me? Is this journey so like a punishment for me? Why not for them? That's because they chose to get out of toxicity, at least for certain time or some time. And you have to think that while you have not yet attracted a better person for yourself, this person has. This person found someone else to be with them, and every time the runner runs, they always find someone else. Okay, what happens later on to them is the next part, which you would not be ready to listen to right now. Even if I say, when you do inner work, everything shifts. You don't want to listen to that. People don't want to listen to things like inner work, therapy, because they don't want to do that work. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to listen to it because they have these societal formats that they need to live through. Like in Indian continent, difficult to marry after 35. What is this? Is this some kind of a joke? Like, don't you know that there are so many people who remarry after getting divorced and after having children? Have you ever thought about that? It's because you're stuck in your limited belief system. It's because you're this person who has lots of complaints and they have to abide by the society all the time. Where does it say? Which book does it say? Show me a paper, show me some addendum, show me some constitutional, some right or some order by Supreme Court or by some other court which says that you cannot marry after 35 if you are in the Indian subcontinent. Show me a place where it's written legally. Under the law, does it say that? The fact is that if anyone treats you inhumanly, very badly, they don't give you any respect, you would not want to be around that person. And you will be very, very, very happy if they let you go. You would want to be free from that jail of torture and abuse and negativity. But if you are contradicting your own words, at one time people say that my masculine or my feminine, whosoever it is, treated me horribly. They were abusive. They were accusive. They accused me. They blamed me. They did this to me. They did that to me. 5 years with them were like hell. And still, when they are talking about them, they'll show you their pictures. They'll show you the Instagram accounts. Or they'll talk about some fond memory they have after all the, all the negative rant they have. Some people start saying all this when you also start being like, yeah, what a bad person. Really, this person put you through all of this. Horrible, man, horrible, inhuman, monster. And they will be like, no. Sometimes this person was very nice to me. And imagine this is the theme of your relationship. It goes on and on and on and on and on. This is basically the theme of many people's life. They cannot get out of this good and bad, this reaction, constant reaction. Something bad happens to you, you react so horribly upon that. How could you do this to me? How could you put me through this? Then the other person says, okay, I've done really bad things to this person. Let me go away. I'll go away, I'll walk away. Then you're like, oh no, please come back. I'm sorry. Okay, I forgive you. And you forgive that person. But 10 days later, 15 days later, something triggers. You remember something that had happened in the past, or maybe some auntie of yours or uncle of yours comes home and says something bad about their relationship. They start saying, oh, my wife did this to me, my husband did this to you. And in your head, you suddenly start thinking, oh my God, I might also go through this. I have the red flags, I have the symptoms. You'll pick up the phone, or whenever you meet your person, again, this is not gender specific, you'll unnecessarily fight with them. So my question is, if something is so bad, why be with it? Why follow it? Why stalk it? Why chase it? Why blame it? Your focus is constantly on that person. First, you had a problem that this person for 7 years was cheating on me. If not 7, maybe 4, maybe 5. So if a cheater goes away, if a cheater marries another person, shouldn't you be happy actually that first of all, my problem is gone. Now I don't have to be in a relationship with the cheater. Secondly, this cheater, if he has or she has a habit of cheating, they will continue this. They'll do it with someone else. So let me pray for the next victim. You have lived with this cheater, this spoiler, this scoundrel, this liar, this horrible person. Now you know this horrible person has found someone else. Now, would you be actually happy or would you be actually sad? Like if you really are a victim of abuse, then you would not feel happy. For yourself, you will that you're free, but for the other person, you'll feel bad for that person. Like, oh my God, this person is going to be in deep shit. Or this person is going to go through a lot of bad experiences now. Or the thing that no one wants to do, Nobody wants to do it because we all love to blame others for our problems. We always enjoy, either we blame the society, we blame the family members, we blame the neighbors, we blame the lovers, we blame the everything outside of us. And we don't blame it to find a solution. So out of curiosity or out of your interrogative mind or your reason to fix yourself, you have something bad happening in your life. Okay, say you're not a fit person, you have got some health issues, and you don't want to take pills because you have been on some pills and it has not been good for you. So you want to now do something radical. So you start reading about stuff and you find a book of Ayurveda. In Ayurveda, it says that you should wake up early in the morning and at 4:30 or 5 you should sit still and you should go out for a walk or you should do some physical activity. Okay. So now you know that, okay, this is the solution for my problem. My bad health can be cured like this. Or say it says that stop eating junk food. Drink this solution or this kada. Kada is basically a concoction made out of herbs. Drink this herb, the water from this herb, or eat these type of fruits and vegetables. Somebody who has lots of problems with gums and teeth, you tell them that as per Ayurveda, you can just simply take that datun you have, the small stick that you can just pluck from the neem tree. You, instead of brushing your teeth with a toothbrush and a paste, use that. It will make your gums very strong because that juice of the neem is very good for your teeth. Okay. Or the faster method or the better method is that you take the tender leaves of the neem and you chew it. Pluck the leaves which are at the topmost part, the most tender leaves, the baby leaves. You chew it, it's very bitter. Okay, and you're going to spit it out and you're going to say, oh, I can't do this. Might as well go to my dentist. The dentist is going to give you pain. The dentist is going to give you a lot of medication which will keep you numb, which will keep you a little zoned out, and might even remove some tooth, might even ask you to fix a new tooth. You're going to do all of that, but not preserve what's actually there through a very simple procedure. And some people love to do research. Okay, so if I have cavity, why do I have this cavity? Okay, because I ate a lot of sweets, or I ate a lot of chocolates, or I was eating late night dinners, or I was not, cleaning up my mouth, I was not gargling enough. All of that they know. But when it comes to fix it, they want an escapism, an easy way out, something which does not require much effort. Just go to the clinic, lie down, he'll open your mouth, give you some anesthesia, do something, keep going again and again, again and again. I mean, all that effort is okay, but that simple effort is not okay because you are constantly thinking how not to do the thing that requires actual effort. So it's very easy to blame other people, very easy. My life is bad because, programming was not good. My parents did not treat me good. My mother and father were very toxic. My whole family was toxic. I have generational curses. I have ancestral curses. Okay. But instead of working on that, instead of healing that, we want to keep falling back into the old bad habits, going back and revisiting the pain and then blaming somebody for it. You can get out of that trap. You don't have to do all of this. Instead of, saying, oh, I can't even get married now. I am 40 years old, this and that. Why not? Look for other people of your age. Put out an ad in matrimonial. If you really want to do that, the fact is you don't want to do that. You want to marry your divine masculine, your so-called divine masculine, your twin flame only, who's now with someone else who was with you for 7 years or 8 years or 10 years or 5 years. It did not work out with him, or he felt that it's not going to work out with this person. I need to do something else. They walked out on you. They didn't want to be in a toxic relationship with you. And actually they're doing a big favor on you. If it is so toxic, why live through it? Why be in it? They go away, they make a decision, and they also find someone. You could not find anyone. They found someone. So they're actually proving to you in another way that, look, I can find someone else too. And that hurts your ego, that he actually found someone and that other person is willing to be with him or her. Again, not gender specific, whatever your situation is. So it hurts your ego. Now you want to go back and you want to sort of compete with them, or you want them to suffer. You want them to suffer and you want to see them in pain, and that will make you so happy. Your revenge. You'll take your revenge. You know. If not that, say for example, they have not found anyone else. They don't care either. They have some other responsibilities and they want to focus on that. They want to work on that. So when they are doing all of that, you're upset that why, if they don't want to be with anyone else, they don't want to be with me, they said that. Each time I call them or talk to them, they say, yeah, they love me back or they still love me. But when I want to be with them in a proper relationship, they don't want to be with me. You are the same person who has blamed them, complained to them, fought with them, argued with them so many times. So many times. And then you also say that what's wrong if people argue? Healthy relationship is argument. So you know that with this person you don't have a healthy relationship. Or maybe you are trying to get the healthy relationship, you're trying to heal yourself, which you forgot. As soon as you found someone, you forgot about your healing, your therapy, your inner work, but you thought that, okay, let me focus on this person. And as soon as you start doing that, there are problems that you can see, which you want to ignore, but they don't get ignored because they are right there. And you know that this is not going to work out in the future as well. If this continues, if my behavior, actually at that time nobody thinks about their behavior. We are only focused on what other people are doing. So their behavior is so bad, but I am the victim. I am the one who loves them. I am the one who's going to sacrifice. I am the one who's going to be that person, the bigger person. But I'm going to fight with them. I'm going to argue with them. I'm going to say things to them on their face. People make it very obvious that they are not happy in a certain situation. And then when those other people act upon it, act upon their unhappiness, they feel bad about it. So, either you complain or you don't complain. Either you work on yourself or you don't work on yourself. Either you blame others or you don't blame others. That's something you need to decide. If something is garbage, clean it up. Leave it. Walk away from it. Why keep going back to the garbage? And why always acting like a victim? Are you saying to me that you cannot change your situation at 35 or 40 when people are able to change their situation at 50 and 60?